Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It all depends on when you pick up this video. Not trying to sound too Truman Show with this. This is Glasgow Rangers Nation, and I am your host, Owen, the channel that brings you your team every single day, the channel that brings you your Glasgow Rangers. If you want all the latest news, views, updates, rumours, speculation, transfer links, transfers, podcasts like last night's podcast, live streams during the season, and all the information to do with Glasgow Rangers, this is the channel to come to, guys. Over 1,600 others agree with me. They've subscribed to the channel, and plus also we've got 11 members. More of that in a moment. Well, hit that sub, you ring that notification bell, you set it to all, and you're not going to miss out on any of the content, all brought to you for the grand price of nothing. Free, zero, zip, nothing, nada. Just hit that sub. Anyway, guys, we're going to talk about a lot of different news this morning. We're going to talk about, obviously, about the lead news, obviously, last night, which was to do with Jack Butland. Got the new kit. We've got more news on Jose Cifuentes. Yes, that midfielder from LAFC who looks highly likely to be the next signing that comes through the door. And also look at Michael Beale's signings and a bit of a pattern and, the quality of his signings to this point. Well, guys, first of all, I want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to the following viewers of these videos and participants in our podcast live stream. I want to say thank you to Alexander, to Cami K, who I know was particularly generous yesterday, was doing some gifting, Nicholas Moore, Aldo the Sniper McNaught, is his real name, Jim Sloan, Callum C, Haha, Tim's Win, Rangers Loyalist, otherwise known as Ian, Paul McGregor, George A, and Caroline, all who became members of the channel, all who became Glasgow Rangers Nation loyals yesterday. 99 pence to join the channel, guys, to become channel members and support the channel. Thank you to those 11 individuals. You are absolute legends. You are Jersey legends. You are true bears. Thank you very much for joining and becoming members of the channel. A particular thanks to Rangers Loyalist, otherwise known as Ian, apparently, so Aldo informs me, for the £2 super chat last night during the podcast. Always great to get that super chat, that donation to help support the channel, to support Victoria and I in doing great things with Glasgow Rangers Nation. So thank you very much indeed. Well, let's start off obviously with the main news of yesterday, which was the news that Jack Butland, the deal is finally done. The saga is over. Guess who's back? He is back. Yes, that is right. Jack Butland is officially now a Rangers player, obviously displaying the new goalkeeper's top, which apparently is very close to the new kit. More of that shortly. Jack Butland, though, very, very impressive in his interview with Rangers TV, talking about winning, talking about leadership, talking about his love of coming to this club and how impressed he was with this club. And that was one of the biggest things, the fact that how impressed he was with the history, how impressed he was with Ibrox Stadium, how he cannot wait to see Ibrox Stadium empty, how he cannot wait, obviously, to pull on the yellow jersey, orange jersey, pink jersey, whatever colour the goalkeeper's jersey is this year, and run out at Ibrox, and how he can be a leader this year. Well, let's have a little look at what Jack had to say in this interview. Here's some key quotes from that interview. First of all, I'm over the moon. The club speaks for itself. No matter where you are in football, you know about Rangers Football Club. This is a huge opportunity for me, and I'm delighted to be here. Just an instance of what we all know, that this club is massive. It is a worldwide club. It is one of the biggest clubs in world football. Everybody knows who Rangers Football Club are. Everyone knows what we are in terms of the most successful team in football, the main team in Scotland, no matter what that lot from across the city may say. And people understand that. And it's clear that Jack obviously understands the history, the tradition, and what it is to be a member of the Rangers squad. Something which no doubt the likes of Ryan Jack will be putting across to him, and got Connor Goldson and James Tavernier in the next few days. Jack went on to say the following. He said, great and motivated at the age that I am. I feel excited at what the future holds. Doing that at a club that is equally as passionate about winning and as being at the top was huge for me. It's an important summer for the club, and we need to get off to a good start. Getting the work done early is hugely important so that we're settled, raring to go when we come back in. Really interesting quote here from Jack. Lovely that he is obviously great, that he is motivated to play for Rangers. That is fantastic. And like I've always said, what we need at this club is players that want to be here, players that want to fight for the shirts, players that want to be Rangers players, the same way that, all of us would be, if we were out there. Yes, obviously we wouldn't have the fitness levels or the skill levels of Todd Cantwell, Nicholas Raskin, Jack Butland, Connor Goldson, James Tav, but we would have the desire, wouldn't we? We'd have the heart, we'd have the fight, we'd have the fire, the passion to play for that shirt. And we want the same from our players. It's also interesting as well that Jack references that they want that Rangers are getting their business done early, that they want to be get their players in early and get prepped and be ready to go when we come back in at the end of June. Another quote there from Jack on leadership as well, which was fantastic to hear. I am a leader, certainly a vocal person, and I like to set the standards and be on top of people in the changing room and off the pitch. Standards are already high here, but I want to drive those and make sure that as a team, we are on top. Wow. What a very, very impressive thing for a new signing to say. Just what we need to hear. We need a leader. That's what the keeper should be. He should be that voice at the back. He should be that man that dominates at the back, dominates his area, dominates his defense, tells them what he wants, what he needs, what he requires, and leads that drive of standards. And it's interesting to see that Jack talks about the fact that he will do that in the changing room and on the pitch. Really encouraging to hear this from Jack. And the fact that he obviously recognises what the standards are at Ibrox, what the standards are that are required at this stadium to be the best, to go on to be simply the best. And he understands that. So fantastic there from Jack Butland. Really impressive what he had to say about signing for the club, about the club. He obviously talked about the fact about the history. He talked about the fact that as far as he was concerned, there's a couple of gaps there that he said, obviously, that are there for us to fill, which was very impressive indeed. The fact that he was talking, obviously, about that fact that obviously to winning more trophies. Now, it wasn't only just Jack Butland who spoke, obviously, about the arrival of his arrival yesterday. Also, manager Michael Beale had his say about the arrival of Jack Butland at Rangers. This is what Beale had to say. I'm delighted that we have recruited Jack. It was clear from our first meeting that we have a strong alignment on football and his development is moving forward. So really interesting there that Michael Beale did, as he's been saying that he is doing, getting out, meeting players, talking to players face to face, getting a feel for them and getting them to understand what it is to be a Rangers player and what it is he is looking for. And that was interesting in his interview that Jack spoke of the fact that that he felt that him and the manager were singing from the same hymn sheet. Beale says at 30, he's coming into his prime years of his career, having already amassed a huge experience with 300 appearances in senior football, including almost 90 in the Premier League. In addition, he has played for England at every level, including 9 caps for the senior team and 5 for the Great Britain Olympic team. I feel that we have recruited an excellent goalkeeper and, importantly, a top person. We are delighted to have Jack and his young family arriving in Glasgow and look forward to seeing him excel in his time at Rangers. So really encouraging quotes there from the manager about this player, about what this player brings to Glasgow Rangers. And I certainly echo that. I think we are getting an excellent goalkeeper, a leader, someone who's going to contribute massively, massively to this team. So welcome, Jack, to Glasgow. We look forward to seeing you obviously out there on match day representing the famous Rangers and obviously helping us to that 56th title, which we know is coming next season. It is coming, isn't it? In addition to that, obviously, we know that the kit was unofficially released yesterday. It is officially released this morning at 8 a.m. as this video goes live. That is rumoured to be the kit. Apparently, it has been confirmed by some sources. Unibet sponsors 0% emission. Don't know what that is obviously about. Something pretty ecological. Interesting kit there. Red trim on the collar. Blue stripes down there. Royal blue stripes. The boxed life on the side, obviously, which corresponds to the white patch boxed from last season. I'd love to know what your opinions are on that new kit. Let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you want to get that new kit. Are you going to get that new kit this morning? Let me know in the comments below. Be great to hear from you. Well, obviously, a lot of conversation now is around, who is Michael Beale's next signing going to be? Obviously, we've brought in Dujon Sterling. We've brought in Kieran Dowell. We've now brought in Jack Butland, which takes to 3 now, the number of signings already made by Rangers. So who's next? Who's coming in next? Well, according to all the rumours of what I'm hearing, there is obviously even rumours that he was on a plane yesterday. Jose Cifuentes will be the next player to be unveiled as a Rangers player. Now, whilst his contract runs till December with LAFC, it is thought that he is favouring a move to join up with Rangers before the start of the Scottish Premier League season, and that Rangers will pay a nominal fee to secure the services of the Ecuadorian. Jose Cifuentes is described as being an exciting midfield player, somebody who gets the ball and is creative with it, who is positive with it, someone who is always looking to get the ball forward, someone who's looking to run forward, to attack, and to be that creative influence in the midfield, as well as obviously tending to his defensive duties. Very much more a number 8 than number 6. Very much more that box-to-box player that you need in your team. Jose Adonis Cifuentes Jacopa, which is his correct name and my very best Spanish accent there. He's 24 years old, from Esmeraldas, which I think is a fabulous name for a place in Ecuador. He is 5'9", so not the biggest of guys, very much a similar sort of stature to Nicholas Raskin. He's played for Universidad Católica América de Quito before obviously joining LAFC, where he's made 91 appearances, scoring 13 goals. He's also represented his national team 13 times. And it is rumoured very strongly that Jose Cifuentes is the next person that will join the club. Certainly this will be another great signing for the club. I think someone who could really form a formidable midfield with Todd Cantwell and Nicholas Raskin, Ryan Jack even. This player will really add quality, depth, talent to this Rangers midfield, and this midfield is starting to really take shape, isn't it? Tom Lawrence, Todd Cantwell, Nicholas Raskin, Ryan Jack, possibly Jose Cifuentes as well, Alex Lowry. The talent pool is massive there, and Michael Beale is doing a phenomenal job building this squad. If you look at the signings that Michael Beale has made so far during his time at Rangers, they are mighty impressive signings, in my opinion. And yes, I understand that Dowell and Sterling and Butland have not actually played a competitive game for Rangers yet, but all are undoubted talented players. Raskin, 22 years old. Again, that's another thing Beale seems to be doing, lowering the average age of the squad. Now, I know that Butland is 30, but you look away from him signing 23-year-olds, 25-year-olds, very much about bringing in young players, encouraging young players, certainly fitting in with the trading model as well. But Raskin, 22, has been an exceptional talent and has been called up for Belgium. Todd Cantwell, 25, we all know and we all love Todd Cantwell and all that he's managed to bring so far to the team. An outstanding second half to the season from Todd Cantwell. Many people argue that that if he played a full season, he would have walked away with the Player of the Year award. 16 matches, 6 goals, 4 assists, 10 goal contributions in 16 games in the Scottish Premier League. Very, very good, outstanding contribution from Todd in the Scottish Premier League and post-split as well. Kieran Dowell, 25, very high hopes even of Kieran Dowell. Kieran Dowell. That's an awful rendition, I know. But someone who we have very high hopes for next season, who can play all across that midfield. Again, that hybrid player that Michael Beale really likes. Dujon Sterling, someone else there is very high expectations of. Right back, left back, centre half, can play a number of different positions. And now, obviously, the acquisition of Jack Butland, the very impressive Jack Butland as well. Michael Beale has certainly started to amass a very skillful, very talented squad to be able to put together a challenge next season to take on that lot from across the city. So very, very hopeful times, I think, to be a Rangers fan. Very positive times to be a Rangers fan as well, and optimistic times as well as we looked, obviously, to the future. So certainly, a very, very high quality squad that we are putting together. Now, obviously, we all know that Rangers have been linked with numerous strikers, as I mentioned on the podcast last night, and there is the sort of rogues gallery of 8 strikers that Rangers have been linked with. Now, evidently, there was a report this morning saying that an update has emerged on Glasgow Rangers' attempts to sign a new striker. Cyril Dessers, Nigerian international. Apparently, the Rangers are still locked in talks with Cremonese to land this centre forward. Now, Cremonese were relegated from Serie A last season, and Dessers is thought to favour a move away from Cremonese, not wanting to play for them in Serie B. Dessers, who last season made 32 appearances, scoring 10 goals and having 3 assists. That's 13 goal contributions in 30 games, 196 minutes per goal. But he has been a quick, physical striker, someone who it is believed could really fit in with the Scottish Premier League and the style of football in Scotland. Apparently, from what reports are claiming, is the club tabled a significant 7-figure bid for the striker. But a new update on the story states that Rangers have now failed with 2 substantial bids to secure Searle Dessers. Latest article even reveals that the Serie B side are keen to keep hold of their star striker, and it would take a fee of 6.5 million, the amount they paid Genk last season, to tempt them to cash in on the player they describe as a gem, apparently. He's seen as been an upgrade on the current number 9s we have at the club, on Antonio Cholak, and obviously the very injury-prone Kurtmar Roof. Dessers has a very good fitness record, suggesting that the Rangers would bring in a very durable and player able to compete over the course of a season. The Nigerian international has actually only missed 15 matches due to injury since the beginning of the 2020-2021 campaign. On the other hand, someone like Kamar Roof has missed 87 in the same time. So it does appear that Dessers is someone who is obviously impressing Michael Beale. Now, apparently, he plundered, going back in time in his record, 19 goals and 3 assists in 16 starts in the Eredivisie and the Europa League Conference combined for Feyenoord in 21-22. And that, many argue, is the potential that he has, and the potential that Rangers will hope they can get, hold of and secure the services of for the 2023-2024 SPL season. Dessers, who has been hailed as awkward to play against by a number of journalists and a number of insiders, say that he could be a big upgrade on Rangers' current strikers. And certainly this seems to be a man that Rangers are very heavily interested in, according to the reports coming out of Italy and obviously out of Europe as well. Well, guys, I'd love to know what you think. Is Dessers the dessert we need? The dessert we need? No, that's awful. Is Dessers the player we need to lead our striking line? Along with another one, I think we do need to bring in someone. And certainly, someone like Josh Madger, who will be available for free, hopefully, can be tempted to come to Glasgow. Well, guys, that's all the news for this morning. Obviously, let me know any comments on what we've discussed in this episode of Glasgow Rangers Nation. And if you can hit that sub, ring that notification bell, please do so. It'll be fantastic to have you on board. And if you'd like to become a member of the channel, it is only 99 pence. Hit that join and obviously select the way you would wish to pay. Thank you again for watching. And guys, you know what? If you want to donate any money towards the channel, please hit that super thanks. That is always a great way as well if you want to support the channel. Thanks for watching. And as always, remember, I'll be back to speak to you again very soon here on Glasgow Rangers Nation. And always remember, we are the people.